Hello viewers, hello learners. Welcome to this session on designing teleconferencing sessions. I am Dr. Lakshmi, Assistant Professor in STRIDE IGNOU. What is teleconference? In simple terms, it is a meeting between one individual with many people through telephone or network connection located in same city or in different cities, states and countries. It is a real-time exchange of information between people. People can conduct meetings, trainings, demonstration, data transfer and etc. Educational teleconferencing is a valuable medium for distance education. It involves the use of several media and permits interactive group communication by means of a two-way broadcast. Today depends on this technology is accelerating. Technical description. Here the technical description is that it is an electronic means which can bring together 3 or 4 people into 2 or more locations to discuss or share the use of two-way and one-way video, both full motion and slow scan, electronic backboards, facsimile, computer graphics, radio satellite and video text. However, the most essential part of the forms of teleconferencing is a good quality audio system to help immediate interaction among the participants for information exchange. These are a relatively quiet line, ready accessibility and acceptable local and long distance rates. For designing teleconference sessions, we have to be very careful here. Very important for all of us to clearly understand the techniques of organizing teleconferences, which are included, and the most important things are planning. What is that planning? As in any business meeting or careful advanced planning is of a vital importance for the success of teleconferencing. First of all, decide the content of session. Right from the initial stages, one need to be well aware of the possible issues to be involved in discussion and the needs and attitudes of the student participating. We need to know the number of students and the duration of each session. Check all the necessary requirements. Those are a demonstration of equipment including a trial of microphone etc. At the same time, we need to have the location, discussion with the technical staff involved in the operation of teleconferencing. Every operational details has to be discussed with them to avoid mid-conference failures. The second important point is that preparing materials. After initial planning, prepare supporting materials for the students. Educational teleconferencing should be enriched by the use of printed materials including charts and diagrams. What are those printed materials? The printed guides should reach the students well in time so that they can use these materials during the teleconferencing session and can actively participate in the discussion. The third important point is that preparing students. We have to well aware about the schedule and we should inform to the students. Preparing the student for active participation in teleconferencing is an important function of the distance education in charge of the conference. The student should know in advance about the content being discussed, objectives to be achieved and about the teleconferencing system. They should be psychologically ready to learn through talkback facilities and the preparatory activities should not take much time. Conduct in the actual sessions. This is the fourth important point. After preparing the students, the actual teleconferencing starts. The session should be interactive so that all the students can actively participate and learn as much as they can from the conference session. While conducting the session, we have to keep some do's and don'ts in mind. They are as follows. There is a need to add human touch and humor as and when required, provided it does not disturb the educational value of the discussion. It is important to set aside sufficient time for questions, answers and discussions so as to make the sessions as interactive as possible. Each student should be encouraged to actively participate in the discussion. Then after these four important points, the fifth one is a feedback. It is very important to improve the teleconference sessions. After the conference is over, we should cooperate with the students to satisfy their specific needs and requirements. Thereafter, they should be given sufficient time to read to this quality of the conference. The expert should have a good audible voice and sound communication skills and should undergo simple addition test before being involved in a teleconference. That is, experts should be selected carefully. The expert should speak directly into the microphone rather than to any side. By doing so, he or she will be able to speak directly to the students. As far as possible, each student should be addressed by name if the number of learners is small enough, like the self-instructional materials. The discussions should be informal. At the same time, the feedback session must help the students know about their performance. Almost equal time should be given for preparing the students for teleconferencing and collecting feedback from them. For the students' convenience, the teleconference session should be recorded and be made available at the study centers for those individual students who could not for any reason participate in the conference. Towards the end of the session, we should motivate the students to send their personally or through letters their reactions to and ideas about the overall effectiveness of the teleconferencing session. Here we have some of the advantages of the teleconferencing. The support for teleconference was mainly due to the consideration of the following advantages. What are those advantages? The advantages are effective support for remote learners. Those who are apart and scattered among the communities, it should reach to them. For this purpose, we have been using these teleconferencing sessions. The next one is cost effectiveness. The cost for starting and operating teleconferencing system is relatively low in comparison with other available methods of serving remote learners. The third advantage of teleconferencing is flexible system. The system used can be adjusted quickly to serve large or small groups. The fourth advantage of the teleconferencing session is familiar instructional mode. The mode of instruction is similar to that of the seminar, with the instructor being in charge of the discussion and able to stimulate multi-location interaction. The fifth advantage of the teleconference is easy scheduling adjustments. A scheduling adjustment can be made almost as readily as for the on-campus classrooms. The sixth advantage of teleconference is multi-locational access control. Access to the instruction in the program can be controlled through a limited number of off-campus centers. The seventh important advantage is that high quality instruction. The quality of instructional materials can be kept high because of the need for careful and early preparation. The eighth important advantage of teleconference is immediate feedback. The teleconferencing system provides the facility for immediate feedback to the learners and allows them to convey their reactions to the tutors. For conducting teleconferencing sessions, some of the limitations are there. What are those? The limitations of teleconferencing are teleconferencing has a certain inherent limitations due to which it is not frequent use in education. Some of these are as follows. What are those? The teleconferencing requires a huge and very efficient telephonic, radio and television network throughout the country. The second important point is this: the chances of technical breakdown are quite high. The third important point is the telephone charges are very high, which all the educational institutions cannot able to afford. The fourth important limitation is this: teleconferencing is a costly technique of instruction. It requires sophisticated technology and expert human power. The fifth important limitation is teleconferencing is a mode of group communication, so the willingness lacking especially among distance learners. The sixth important limitation is it takes time to organize. Types of teleconferencing. The term teleconferencing misleading. Some people interpret the term to mean that television as a medium is a type of teleconferencing. But teleconferencing covers a much wider range of means which are being used in distance education or for other communication purpose. Here we will see the meaning. The tele here means distance, that is talking to the students at a distance, which makes it useful for teaching at a distance. Depending on the use of hardware, there can be three types of teleconferencing. The first one is audio teleconferencing. The audio teleconferencing, where the audio medium is used as a two-way communication, is known as a audio teleconferencing. Most audio teleconferencing communications are auditory. The use of audio teleconferencing is rapidly becoming a preferred instructional medium in advanced countries. Two-way audio communication is a more economic method of academic interaction. For example, the University of Calgary is involved in the creation of a system using audio telephone conferencing, strictly at a teaching tool known as educational teleconferencing. There are some other universities in the developed countries using audio teleconferencing for educational purposes, but such cases are today limited in number. In 1982, Ellis and Champman, there have been a number of studies on the effectiveness of audio teleconferencing. These studies showed that telephone is an effective a medium of education as a face-to-face teaching. These studies conducted in Canada found that upper level undergraduate statistics students taught through teleconference did as well as or better than most campus-based students. They have conducted the Ellis and Chapman in 1982. And the satisfaction recorded among the students was high, and remote learners, though the course did not lack rigor or suitable contact. The second important type is the video conferencing. This type of teleconferencing is arranged by combining two-way video medium. The video teleconferencing increases the quality of interaction because both the teacher and expert and the student can see each other and can share their feelings and experiences. The third important type of teleconferencing is computer teleconferencing, which is adequate facility of suitable hardware. Information can be sent and received at the convenience of both the teacher and the student with the use of computers. It is a most effective way of teleconferencing. The computer conferencing can be text-based or full video-based. Web conferencing methods use chat and instant messaging. Now we will sum up with this, the teleconferencing. In this topic, the key points are summarized as follows, and here we are summing up various organizations in India, in developed and developing countries have conducted experiments in education and other areas by using this technology. It has emerged as a new media and tool for conferencing, training and education. There are different types of teleconferencing which have their own advantages and limitations, which I have already discussed above. The advantages of teleconferencing, again here summarizing, most of the widely scattered students can be approached through teleconferencing. Many different topics can be covered and scheduling adjustments are easier and constant contact with the teacher. The keywords are here the teleconference and transponder. What is a teleconference? Which I have already explained, but the key word of a teleconference is exchange of information over a telephone network so as to be received by more than one person. Teleconference can be audio based, video based and computer based. Transponder. The transponder is an automatic device that transmits predetermined messages in response to predefined signal. They are used in satellites to transmit specific message related through generation of electromagnetic wave. Here the references and further readings are for to go through and get a more detail about the designing of the teleconferencing. Thank you very much.